let's see, close this. What is output.png? That is, oh, it's the font. I see. Okay. Oh, boop, boopy doop boop boop. Hello? Can you hear me, Calandiel? Hello? All right. Hello there, Calandiel. Can you hear me? Okay. This is a peculiar start to a stream. And here we are. Okay. Oh, Calandiel says that I cannot be heard. Okay. Um, can someone go to my stream? That's very strange. My picture has the green circle around it, so Discord is getting my voice. You know, this is what happens when you upload the build 10 minutes before the stream is supposed to start. We don't have time to work out little problems like this.
Does that help?
Oh, hey, I can hear you now. All right. Woo!
Okay.
Okay, good. Now you don't have to go to Twitch now. We're good. That's fine.
Could you screen share on Discord too, if that's possible?
Can I screen share Discord?
I mean, screen share on Discord so I can see it if I'm opening Twitch.
I don't know how to do that.
So under the list of channels on the server, there is a little button called screen, which shares the screen.
Yes. Okay, and you want me to. Oh, I see. That's interesting. I never used this. Okay, so do you want me to stream the game to you?
Or the screen, or whatever is more convenient. But yes, basically this way I won't have the stream delay on Twitch. So there
Okay.
won't be a dissonance between what you're saying and what I'm saying.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I've never used this feature before, so let's just see how it works. All right. Do you see it?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
Ah, okay. Well, hopefully that continues to work properly. So let's see. We are live, by the way, on
Yeah,
Twitch.
I remember.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I've been live for just a couple minutes now. Not a big deal. Not a lot of frames lost. That's good. Anyway, hello everyone. Well, actually, I shouldn't greet everyone yet because probably they haven't arrived. And of course, this is a Monday stream too, so I don't even know how many people will come. Anyway, I did notice that you changed the font, Calandial. It's different from last time. Much better this time. I can read it.
Oh wait, so it is a new font after all.
It is new, yes. I mean, the one we had last time was not the one that was your handwriting, but this one is a new one that's even different from that one.
Is it? Yeah, maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, I do. I remember. The
Mhm.
last one we had was the one where the letters were really they were spaced really far apart from each other, so it was really hard to read.
Right. I think I'll be keeping this one for the rest of the future.
Yeah, yeah, this font here looks just fine. I have no problem with this. Okay. Well, I think I think we're good to start. Okay. So anyway, um, This is my first time seeing this build. It was uploaded just a couple minutes ago, so it's all surprises to me. Do you want me to just generate a world, or do you want to say something before I do that
Yes,
while I do?
please. Yes. Yeah, please generate a word. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit longer to generate because this is basically the entire world gem. It's missing some. It's missing some features like rendering for rivers um, and some map modes. It also doesn't have erosion of soils, but other than that, it's pretty much the bulk of work already done. So it's gonna take a while, a little bit longer to generate.
Okay. Now, before
Yeah, there are no news. I need to add a slider for Ice Age severity because that's already in, but I haven't gotten around adding the UI. For
ah,
some reason, I thought we were gonna stream in 3 hours, so that's
nope,
my bad.
not a big deal. Um, Although I do want to be able to type the seed, that would be good.
Oh yes, yes, I do that at some point.
Yeah, whatever.
Certainly before.
Not a huge rush. Although I also
Yeah,
wanted to
I'm sorry
mention
about that.
that there's a
Hmm?
you can see that words are kind of split here. Like the word history at the end of this text box is HI and then it goes STORY.
Yes, yes. I need to fix that. I need to fix that too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Anyway, I won't change any
I did
settings. We'll just do
mostly.
random
Mhm.
seed and go. Okay, there we go. Oh, what's this red bar
This
here?
red bar. This is a reminder for myself so that I don't forget about the word splitting, like you just mentioned.
Oh, okay then. Well, whenever I do generate a world in this new build, I always look at the console because it tells me if there are any problems with generation. It'll say failed whatever check, and then I can look at it and maybe exit out of the game and
Yes, yeah.
redo it with different settings so it doesn't fail that check so often.
Failed checks are actually good because it means the game is actually detecting that something is wrong as opposed to continuing and crashing later on, like it used to in 0.2 and 0.1.
Yes, yes, that is an improvement indeed.
I don't think we've had many crashes. I think there's only one with one of your seeds, but when I tried to use it hasn't crashed for me, so
Oh yeah, that
it
was when I
should
was
be
trying to
significantly
save
more
it.
stable. Sorry?
And that was when I was just trying to save the world. It crashed.
Oh, right.
But yeah, for me also that was the only time it ever crashed, and I was not able to replicate that either, mostly because I couldn't find the seed again. So I can't really say whether that's a problem that will be frequent in the future.
Well, hopefully, as we have more people running it, it will come up again. And this is taking abnormally long. It hasn't been this long on my computer.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at the console here. It says determine plate interactions impact. There haven't been any fails though. Yeah, I just finished
Oh,
that.
okay, okay, it's on, it's on.
Let's see. That one took 74,746 milliseconds. So about 75
Yeah,
seconds.
that's that's 4 times as long as on my computer. Hmm. Are you running it on a laptop?
Yes.
Okay, I need to remember to optimize some things then. I've been focused on getting it done as quickly as possible. So there are some easy performance gains hanging around that I could implement, which I probably should because I wasn't expecting this to be taking this long.
Hmm. All right. Well, actually, I'm looking at the console. That one step was the one that
Oh,
took
we're done.
the longest. Yeah, everything else was just less than a second. Yeah, placing the plates took 30
Yeah, yeah.
seconds, and that took 75 seconds. It's just those two steps.
Determining plate boundaries and erosion are kind of places where I took a shortcut that I didn't have to, but it was just more convenient for me to write it that way.
And if I were in the settings to reduce the fragmentation so there are larger plates, would that then make that step go faster?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, yeah.
Click observe.
Oh yeah. I was just going to say that this guy in chat had a good point that even though that took longer than you expected, it's still a lot faster than 0.2.
Yeah. Okay. So here we are, and I guess we should start with the most obvious change, which is probably that there's erosion. Uh, Hello, Epic. Uh, but yeah, as I was saying, there is erosion now, and it's not finished, as you can clearly see. It's pretty much a one-to-one port of our old erosion model, and it turns out that it didn't really like the change to squares from hexes. It's much more aligned with the grid, so we're gonna have to fix that. But I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it does
But
look
yeah,
pretty
there's
square.
erosion and it erodes terrain. Sorry?
It does look pretty square. I was going to say straight lines.
Yes, it's very square. Uh, I think what happened is that in the older version there were six directions. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Um, I think I'm dropping some frames.
Oh, you are? Let me check. My
Hello.
connection's good. It tells me anyway.
Okay, I think we're good now. No,
Oh,
my ping just jumped to 2 seconds, but I think I'm fine now. So as I was saying, I think the reason is that in the old model there were six directions in which something could be straight, and now there is only four, so it's much more heavy on the eyes. Um, I was talking to Damon about it, and we're pretty much gonna do some things that Damon did back in the day with the original waterfall model to prevent this. But it's not in yet because it wasn't really quintessential to pushing other features forward, such as climate and vegetation.
okay. Well, I can notice immediately. For example, this island right here, I think that would never happen in 0.2. It's so close to the shore. It looks pretty cool. Oh, and the mouse wheel still doesn't work.
Uh,
Hello? Can you hear me? Are you there? Hello?
okay, hello.
Hello.
Your
Can
voice
you
has
hear
been
me?
disconnected because you connected at another location. I don't know what that means.
Um, I don't know either, but am I back? It looks like I am.
Yes,
You
yes, you're
are.
back.
We can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, I think it's because I opened a second tab of Discord and it got confused. So could you repeat what you were saying? I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, I was just saying that this island here, I don't know. It looks like something that couldn't happen in 0.2. This long island right next to the shore with this channel here.
Um, I need to open your. I think I need to open your Twitch stream after all because
Are you not
this one
seeing it?
doesn't like this one. Um. Okay, this strait between the island and the continent, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think this would be rather unlikely to happen in 0.2 because at least in this particular case, it's implemented through something called back arc basins. So the geological formation here is more similar to what's happening in Japan than to anything from 0.2.
Did I hear Japan?
Japan and Italy.
Yes.
Japan
Yeah,
confirmed.
Japan, Italy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that the tectonic plate there is moving this direction. It's pushing the land up.
Hmm.
All right, cool. Well, I can see there are a lot of map modes. Oh, and I wanted to mention as well, the mouse wheel still does not work.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you don't use mouse yourself. I,
I,
I, I
I
didn't
thought you said you're
prioritize
gonna
this.
buy a mouse.
I did, but I never got around to plugging it in.
Alvin somehow
I'll
use
do it
this
tomorrow.
pad for everything, which I find
Sorry.
amazing. Calandale somehow manages to use the touchpad for everything, which I find amazing.
Yeah, I
Well,
did. That's
I
amazing.
guess you get used to it after a decade.
Yeah, when Calandiel said that, I thought, you wait, what? You don't use a mouse ever at all for anything? How is that even possible? But apparently, it's something you can do.
Well,
She's
the reason why I
super
don't want to use a
intelligent.
mouse is the reason why I don't use a mouse is because touchpad is closer to a keyboard when you work on a laptop, so you don't need to move your hands as much when you code. You can just use your thumb to move the cursor, so it's faster.
I mean, I don't do any computer programming, so I can't really confirm or deny that. But if you say so, I don't know.
Eh,
All right.
I
Anyway,
think I'm an
let's.
outlier, but that's basically the reason. Yeah.
yes, you are.
So look at these. Look at some new map modes. We have the Köppen map mode. Now, did you mention that this was incomplete or not working properly?
Some of them were. Copen map mode was. The Copen map mode is pretty much the same model as 0.2 and 0.3 from the dev branch. There are some tiny changes. I made rain shadows a bit stronger because, well, I just did. I'm not sure why. I
Okay.
felt like there were not enough deserts, so I made rain shadows stronger. But yeah, it's pretty much the same model. You can see that continentality is having an effect on that northern continent. It has some of the same issues as it did in 0.2 and the latest Unity build. But other than that, it pretty much works as intended.
Okay. I mean, I can't see what biomes these are when I click on the tile, so I just have to remember what the colors are. I do like this northern continent, though. It's pretty cool how it has these layers and it goes north into the pole. That's neat. It's like
Yeah,
Greenland, I
some of
guess.
them look really cool, others not so much. I think large continents are still a problem for it.
Yeah, I've noticed in pretty much every world I generate, we get something that looks kind of like this, where there are these sort of distinct continents that have these thinner connection points, like right here and right here,
Hmm.
right here.
Yeah.
If you think
So
about it, that's
basically,
actually pretty common for the real world too.
yes, yes, especially in the supercontinental cycle. Out of last 5 supercontinents, I think 4 of them were pretty much looking like this.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a problem. I'm just saying it's something I noticed.
That's your
Yeah,
Panama,
I mean,
that's your Saudi Arabia, your I don't know, technically Europe.
Europe, Africa, even Americas and Eurasia. If you look at the strait.
Hmm. Okay. Anyway, I turn on volcanism now, and I can see that definitely looks way different from 0.2. And I see those blue and red here. What do those colors mean?
Okay, so blue and red
It's dark
is
red.
underwater and on land, and then both colors have two shades, and one of them is for inactive volcanoes, whereas the other is for active volcanoes. You can also see that there is far fewer of them. There's far fewer of them, but they are all actual volcanoes. Previously, volcanism also showed things like hotspots and so on, which were not always volcanoes with a cone on the surface.
Okay, so I'm assuming the bright red is active and the dark red here
Yes, yes, yeah,
is inactive.
yes, exactly.
Okay, and then I guess if I found some dark blue somewhere, it'd be an underwater inactive volcano, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, that's so Hawaii.
Well, that's an interesting one right there. It's a straight line.
Wow.
Hmm.
Oh, that's something I need to fix too. So basically, when hotspots are placed, the way they work is that um, it simulates back in time movement of the plate, but sometimes the hotspot moves so slowly that it doesn't have enough angular velocity to move over to another tile, so it looks very straight.
I see. Oh yeah, that's it's happening a lot here. But okay, yeah, like this is an island chain, sort of like Hawaii
Yeah.
here. So
If you look at them, they should be mostly on the same plate if they are having that behavior.
Yes, they are all on the same plate right here.
Yeah. That's basically why. If it happens on one of them, it will happen on all of them, and if a plate is large, it will have a lot of hotspots, so it doesn't look all that great. I need to change it, but yeah.
Hmm. All right. Well, it's not a huge problem. It just looks kind of odd.
We like a
Mm-hmm.
little noise when we place our volcanoes.
Oh,
So,
wow.
next. Water.
Active volcanoes
What
on this
happened?
frozen northern continent. That'd be pretty cool. That's like an active volcano in Antarctica. Interesting.
Eyjafjallajökull exists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just imagining lava coming out of the ground and melting the glacier and making some sort of lava fueled glacial river, and then people living there and getting their heat from the lava or something. I don't know. My imagination's going with
Bulgarian,
that.
you should visit Iceland.
Well, yeah, but
Because
Iceland's
there is
not
that.
on the near the North Pole. This is like northern Greenland here.
Where is the North Pole on the map?
North Pole is somewhere about right here-ish.
Hmm.
I
And
mean,
the volcanoes were on the southern part of that continent? Yeah, that is actually around where Iceland would be.
Checks
well,
out.
well, anyway, whatever. I think it's cool.
Ah,
So we
no,
can
it's
go to another new
perfect.
map mode. Water movement. Oh, I guess this one's not working.
There's
Yeah, as
water
I was
there.
saying, I haven't implemented all map modes yet.
All right. Well, I guess we'll skip that one.
But
Soil texture. Oh, I know this one. Gray is good, right? And then any other color is bad. Yeah.
pretty much.
Very nice. Oh yeah, and this northern
And
continent here, not so good for farming. I'm seeing here, except here in the south. Again, like Greenland.
as you can see, it doesn't yet follow rivers because erosion isn't finished. But it has glacial silts, and it has weathering of rocks to provide material for soils.
Cool, cool.
So it's basically what we had in 0.2, just without erosion.
Okay, very nice. Let's see. I'm noticing in this height map here, I don't, I'm not really getting a sense of there being a mountain chain here on the left side because over here there are also these lighter colors that I kind of interpret as higher elevation too, but they're not. It's just a little strange.
Um, on the left side, it's not really a mountain chain. It's more like a plateau in Somalia and Eastern Africa. Because I imagine what is happening here is that these two plates are rifting and they're moving apart from each other. So this elevation here is not really a mountain chain per se.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's pretty low elevation. Yeah, it's 500 meters. That's not huge. 600 meters. Yeah, okay. But then if the plates
Maybe
are,
to
oh, yeah, you're right. They are rifting. Yep, that's exactly correct. But if they're rifting, then there should be a place that's below sea level, right? Here along the rift point, a valley.
Not
no,
necessarily.
not really. No.
If you look at the East African Rift in real life, you have the same thing where, like, we don't have Somalia undersea yet, although it's estimated to happen
Yeah,
in a
yet.
few thousand years.
Well, no, something like Death Valley in the United States, where it's an area that's below sea level, but it's dry land because it's so far from the sea. That's what I mean.
Oh, right, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you found something like that. Then again,
Rifts typically are far over the water table
Hmm.
because as they move apart from each other, you have something similar to an oceanic ridge, wherein the magma is pushing the plate upwards, so you get these hills formations and plateaus, as opposed to an ocean. Like if you let the tectonic simulation play out for a few more million years, and these two plates moved away from each other completely, there would be an ocean between them. but there isn't an ocean between them yet, so to speak.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, all right. That's very interesting, though. That's some really cool geological formation there that we can see. Neat. So now we can go to soil depth, which I guess is working. Um,
It's kind of working. It's working in the sense that rock weathering works. It's not working in the sense that rivers aren't moving sediment yet.
yeah, I was just
But the
thinking there
main,
doesn't appear to be any particularly deep soil anywhere.
Yeah, because
yeah,
everything's
because
evenly distributed.
rivers haven't moved. Oh, sorry.
Everything's evenly distributed because you haven't had channels made by rivers yet. You get just these blobs.
Yeah, so yeah.
All right. What are these little islands here caused by? Oh, I guess they're caused. These islands here are caused by these plates bumping into each other, not volcanism. Yeah, they're not volcanoes.
Technically, they would be volcanoes, but
Well, they're
They
not marked
should
as
be
volcanoes
volcanoes.
here.
they should be
That's
non-active.
then that's a bad. They should be volcanoes.
Yeah, they should like anything that on the edge of a rift or edge of a plate should be have some volcanism.
Yeah,
Well, I guess you'll
I
have to
think I
fix
might
that.
have forgotten to mark them as volcanoes, but they are definitely intended to be ones.
Well, then you got to add that to the list. All right, so I guess
Mm-hmm.
we'll go to soil minerals. This one appears to be working properly, I think.
Sorry.
Soil minerals we're looking at now. This one is working properly, yeah?
Yes, I mean it still needs rivers to move it around a bit, but yes.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, but it looks differentiated is what I mean. Soil organics. Oh, that one's not working. Ice Age. Ah, there we go. That's a fun one. Yeah, this northern continent had a pretty nasty ice age. Down here in the south, not so much. Neat. Very neat. Okay, and now grass and shrubs. Ah, yes.
Yes, ecology.
Okay, actually, I can just go to the ecology. That's easier. So shrubs, obviously. Well, actually, I think this northern continent is a pretty good example. So there will be trees down here in the south, right? Broadleaves in the southern part, and then conifers in the middle, and then shrubs in this elevation, and then grass closer to the pole. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty much a very similar model to the one we had in the development branch of 0.3. So once we have a biomap mode to display this data in a more readable way, you'll have all the prairies and steppes and savannas we had in the latest stream.
Yeah, very nice. Although the grassland seems to be pretty minor. Not a lot of grassland. I mean, up here it's pretty big, but elsewhere we just have these sort of thin, small grasslands.
So what you
Remembering
need to
correctly,
remember is that
yeah,
you need to
con-
remember that the grasslands not always have very lush terrain, so to speak. Like large parts of the Eurasian steppe would be marked as grasslands, but they wouldn't have maximum biomass, so they wouldn't show up as completely green on the map mode.
Oh, I see. I thought this was just this map was just showing me the proportion of grass to shrubs to
No,
trees.
yeah. It's showing the absolute value. It's not the proportion.
Oh,
So
okay.
there would need to be a fifth map mode showing something like free terrain or something for
Or
it to be a proportion.
we could do something like that. I say we, you could do something like that RGB map mode we had before, where the shrubs are red and the grass is blue. We can see then all of the proportions everywhere in the world at the same time.
Could you repeat the latter part?
We could not we you could re-implement the RGB map mode, where the plants had the shrubs were red.
Oh yes.
I mean, I'm not saying we have to
Yes,
do that, but
I
that's
could. Yeah.
an idea.
In fact, if I'm not sure why I haven't done that. That's a better map mode than this four. Yeah, I guess I forgot it existed.
Well, that's why I'm here.
But
Alrighty,
yeah, I'll add it.
cool, very good. And
So
now we have
I
debug.
think that's about. Oh yeah, debug, right?
Am I not supposed to click on these, or are they okay?
I mean, you can click on them, and I just forgot they're there.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I want to see everything there is to see. So,
they
Mediterranean
they
influence.
more or less yes, they more or less show different quote unquote brushes, which the climate model uses to display to figure out the final information displayed to the player. Uh, I imagine they will be rather unreadable because they're not really made to be used by the player. They just exist so I can debug the model.
I see. Although it's kind of a little look behind the scenes, I guess.
Yeah, this is rain shadows from different directions of
Did you
wind movement.
color the tiles by their coordinate?
In which map mode?
This one?
Uh, yes, because I had to debug the coordinates somehow.
It makes for a very cool image.
Yeah, it's a neat ball.
Yeah, there are even two coordinate systems, so you can decide which one you prefer.
Well, alrighty. Um, I don't know what else to look at here. Is there something else that we need to see?
Well, there's the minimap, but you can see that, and I feel
Yeah.
that that would be about it.
Well, on the minimap, we need to have a little indicator of where we are in the world, a little circle like we had before.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would be helpful. Yeah,
Showing where the current map is looking at.
yeah,
Oh.
I add that.
Yes, very good. And also, I don't know if you want to do this, but in the future, what would be handy is if the mini map could be colored too with borders of political entities or biomes or whatever, so that
That
the
tends
player
to
could
get
have
very
basically two maps
noisy.
open at the same time.
That does tend to get
Mm,
very noisy in the sense that it becomes a lot of color on a very tiny minimap, and it becomes just hard to decode what the minimap is showing at all.
Oh, well, I meant it as an option where the player doesn't have to do that, but if the player wants to, he can click, select minimap mode political or something like that. And so
Mm.
if the player finds that to be useful, then he can do that, but he doesn't have to. That's what I mean.
we could do it, but it would probably be rather low on my list of things to do
Okay. It's just a suggestion.
because
I'm not
I
saying
don't
it's important.
intend yeah, because I don't intend the player to use this renderer to play the game. As I mentioned a couple of times, I wanted them to be in a secondary view. That's why I sometimes call this strategic map, which will be a flat 2D rendering of the local surroundings of the player.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about UIs and how you want to do some experimenting with UIs. Do you plan to do that sometime soon, like in the next week or so?
This week even because so basically all of the major features already exist in this build, and the further improvements of it and refining so that it looks as good as it did in 0.2 are a matter of changing the model constants. So we need to spend some time with Damian finding what works, what doesn't, and changing numbers around until it looks right. But the bulk of work is already done. So what I'll be coding this week is societies and the city view.
Very good. Well,
And with
after
that
you
city
add,
view will come. Mhm.
go ahead. What were you saying?
And with the city view will come the UI experiments I talked about with you last week.
Very good. That's exciting. But before you do that, of course, you have to finish adding the the map modes and make sure you fix erosion. And the rivers have to be visible too. They're invisible right now.
Yes, but basically all of that is a matter of, well, map modes are a matter of writing code, that's true, but fixing erosion and such is a matter of finding the right constants for the model. So I'll be dividing my efforts into two areas, which is, one of them will be refining what we currently have here so that it's back to the standards we are used to from 0.2. And the other will be adding city view and, well, the game to the game. And I'll be dividing my time in roughly equal amounts between these two.
Okay. Now I'm noticing that in this mountain chain here, I assume this white stuff is
Uh-huh.
ice. There's ice here at
Yes.
about 2,000 meters, but then over here we have much higher elevations with no ice. Why is that?
I don't know, and we'd have to check the climate map mode. Maybe it's a little bit hotter, maybe there's less rain, maybe there is just some chance take into equation. Maybe the ice is melting and it just melted in that area first. It's
It
it's
looks like
difficult to
there's
tell
not
without seeing
enough.
more data.
Looks like there's not enough rain or snow for there to actually form anything. Looks like you're in a
Yeah,
desert
because
there.
that area is inside a desert. If you notice.
The green is not always the best color to show. Yeah, that's a desert, and you don't get enough water in a desert to form any kind of ice.
I see.
Well, you do
Sometimes
get
sometimes
snow in
sometimes you do it
Sahara.
from moisture.
Yeah, I have seen pictures
Sometimes,
of snow in Sahara, but still,
yeah,
that's basically your answer.
Okay, well, there was no rainfall in that mode, so I didn't know where to look to find that answer.
yeah. I should add that map mode too.
Isn't there a rain mode? Like it wasn't it in the debug?
I don't believe so. There's
There was a
Mediterranean,
rain shadow map mode, not a rain.
A rain
There was a
shadow.
rain
That's
shadow
the
map
one.
mode, not a
yeah,
rain
rain
map mode.
shadow here,
Uh,
There's
and then
actually two of them. You need to
true
scroll
rain
down to
shadow.
see the other.
Alrighty. Well, that is pretty neat. I do like this, I think, more than 0.2. Now that I see the squares, I agree with you. They're probably better than hexes.
as long as you can make them less straight.
Yeah, I was worried about the
Yes,
blockiness.
I think I can because, well, all the other game systems don't really seem straight, and this isn't that different from them.
Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
So, do we want to talk about anything else? Any questions?
Well, chat's been quiet. I've been looking at it. There's just one guy, HB2S. He hasn't asked any more questions. And I don't really have anything else to ask. Um, I don't know. Is there another topic that you think you need to mention?
I wanted to talk about my plans for this week, but we sort of covered that already, haven't we? So, I don't think there is, no.
Okay. So, do you want to do another stream next week? Do you think there'll be enough stuff to show by then?
Possibly. Possibly, because I feel like I'm making progress significantly faster now than before. It's partially because I'm rewriting old things, but also just because I'm more productive in a language that doesn't resemble C from 60 years ago.
Yeah, well,
So we could do
definitely
that
this is faster for sure.
in a week.
Well, okay. I mean, if I'm looking at the number of viewers here, and it seems to be about the same as last time. So I think maybe weekday streams aren't so bad after all.
I guess if our community is this small, the people who really want to see the game will watch it even if it's 10 p.m.
Yeah, I guess so. And I mean, that's good to know because that means that we don't, we can be more flexible about when we do streams. They don't have to be on a Sunday or a Saturday.
Yeah, that would be useful because Sundays are not always the best time for me personally.
Yeah, and also, if you upload a build and then there's some big problem with it and we can't run it, then we might just have to cancel the stream and do it next week. But then if we can do it on weekdays, then it's not a problem. We can just
Mhm.
postpone the stream
Yeah,
by one
yeah.
day as opposed to 7 days.
So anyway, any questions from you, Epic?
No, not really. I just wanted to pop in because for once I managed to get here in time for a stream.
Yes. Well, actually, I wanted to mention that too. Actually, that you're here, I noticed we don't really have the High Council meetings anymore because Damien's busy with other things, and so these streams kind of are taking the place of the High Council meetings, sort of. You think?
Yeah, we could make it more official in nature in a week or two when the
Yeah.
game is closer to being fully feature complete.
Right. I mean, I was just thinking about the Patreon stuff and how
Yeah,
if you become a High Council member, you get access to the High Council meetings. But then if we never have High Council meetings, then that kind of isn't worth anything.
yeah, that's true. I tried to talk to Damon about it, but he's typically busy with work, so I don't really have much leverage on the subject.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that Damien is wrong for focusing on his life or anything. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I'm just trying to think of a way we
Yeah,
can you know
yeah,
um, still
it's a
provide
good
that
idea though to
voice.
have. Hmm. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, okay. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I guess if anybody else, on the Patreon supporter list wants to join my stream and chat, I do not have a problem with that.
I think we could maybe announce it in the inner circle chat next time if they want to join.
Sure, yeah, that sounds fine. And then maybe we can not upload the build 10 minutes before the stream is supposed to begin, so that people have more time to react. Hmm.
So that's also
Okay,
a technical
that
problem,
is a good
eh?
point. That is a good point.
Yes. Well, all right.
So,
Yeah.
in that case, I think we should wrap it up and talk about the next build in a week.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I guess we will tentatively plan to have another stream approximately next Sunday or Monday ish.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okie doke. Well then, thank you to everyone for coming and watching. Thank you, of course, to Calandiel for doing everything else. And I guess that's all for me. So see everybody next week. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah.